Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm. Thanks for coming by for another video here. This is episode number 3, our third installment here on this beautiful map, and we are just working field number 32 here. Field number 32 is where we have spent much of our episodes. I think the first thing that we did, well, actually, no, I lie. We sprayed slurry over there. But here yesterday in episode number 2, we actually plowed this field and we've been working it. We have put down an application of fertilizer and we are in the process of cultivating that in. And I'm going to make another pass here and then we're going to go get the other John Deere, the 9 Series, the tracked model, and come over and start seeding this with wheat. Yep, we're going to start putting down wheat on here on day 1. And we're about 4:15 in the afternoon on day 1. And having a ball. I'm loving this map. The textures, everything are just quite beautiful. Really like the plow texture. I like the cultivation texture. And just been a little bit of a surprise, I suppose, for me because, you know, I missed out on all these on the 17 FS17 version, and just really enjoying my gameplay here on Farm Sim 19 here with Lone Oak Farm. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day, and if I've already said that, my apologies. I'm getting old, and I sometimes repeat things that I have already said. So says my wife. Anyway, it is in the real world. It is Monday afternoon, the 23rd of September. I believe today is the first day of autumn or the first day of fall here in the northern hemisphere. And here in the Mile High City, it was a nice, relatively cool day. I think it was somewhere in the 70s, mid 70s, about 75 for the high today. And that was just absolutely incredible. Anytime that we can stay in the mid 70s like this is just a very good day all the way around. And for those of you that are in the south, where it is still just sweltering, your fall and your winter will eventually come around and you'll get some cooler temperatures and all of that stuff. So I'm hoping that comes quickly for you. But I being from Texas myself, I do know that sometimes the fall-like weather isn't a whole lot different from the summer-like weather. Um, anyway, one of my guys, Billy Bob, was over in those other 2 fields over there. I did go ahead and add those 2 fields that we own, just simply because I think one of those will make actually a pretty good field to plant sugar beets on. I don't want to do a whole lot of sugar beets because it does take a little bit longer to do them, but I thought one of those fields might be a better candidate than some of the larger fields that we do have on the map. And so we'll get around to putting those in the ground whenever we get around to it, because you know, there's a process to everything, and to everything there's a process. So we will certainly get around to doing that. But the soil here on field number 32 was still a little bit rough, had quite a few clods and everything. And so as this is, you know, more or less still the first day of spring here on our map, we've got plenty of time. We went ahead and cultivated this, and then we'll come around and seed on top of that, and I think that will give us a really good bed for our wheat seeds. And I'm not sure how many. I think we're going to have 2 fields of wheat, actually. I think 32 and then 28 as well. So let's take a look and see where that is in relation to where we are. So 28 is over here. I think will also be wheat. So these 2 fields at wheat, and we'll get those done momentarily. Lots of stuff going on in the real world for me. Busy day at the office. It always is. It just tends to get busier and busier. So what we're going to do is we're going to swing around here, and we're going to get lined up here, and we are just going to hire a worker, not worry about courseplay or anything like that, and and hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Down. Well, we're not wanting to hire a worker. Is that because we're locked into GPS, I wonder? Yeah, it must have been. All right, so if you are locked into GPS track, hire a worker will not work. So we're going to go ahead and bail out of here and jump over the cultivator there so we don't get tangled up into that. And head over here for our little John Deere Gator. And we're going to go back and pick up, like I said, the tracked John Deere. I know we're a little heavy on John Deere here, but you know, since it's sort of new to FarmSim 19, and since I really haven't had much traction at all with this game, with this version of Farming Simulator, well, I like me some John Deere. I'm an American and a proud American, and John Deere is a good old American company, and so I think we would see some deer around here. I'll swing you around this direction here. We do have our big row crop seeder. This is what we'll be using to plant corn as well as soybeans, should we get the chance. And that we've got that in the shop because we've got the boys doing a little bit of maintenance on that guy, and just making sure that it is all tuned up and ready to go. Last time we used it was last year when we put soybeans in the ground. And so we just need to make sure that it is all, like I said, ready for corn, because that will be the first crop that we'll be putting in with that guy. So this is the 8RT, not the 9RT. My bad. But you all knew what I was talking about, I am sure. So let's put this thing in forward gear and go ahead and slide her out of the garage here. So this is the little Amazon. This is the standard in-game version. I had one of these that was a modded for FarmSim 17, and which I think had maybe extra capacity of seeds, but this is just a stock in-game one. It's kind of interesting that this is really unless you want to go with the really big seeders, this is kind of the largest that you can go, obviously, is with this guy here. And so it would be interesting if there would be like an intermediate seeder. And of course, I know I could use that row crop seeder, what is it? The one I just showed you. I know I could use that because it will plant wheat and it'll plant grass and it'll plant everything else. But I try to be a little bit more realistic with what we're doing. And so we're going to go ahead and turn on the seeder and get her up here, and we'll set our, let's see, are we seeding? Yeah, we are seeding. So let's go ahead and get our AB line set up here. I'll just do that on this track here. Let me scooch over just a little bit, Jerry. Okay, we'll drop our A in here like that. And our, oops, we don't have it activated. So let's do that, and let's do that. Nope, we don't want to do that. We want to do this. This is what we want to do. We need to go to auto width and set that bad boy up, and then we're good to go. And then we'll drop our A in there. All right. If I need to come over and clean this edge up over here, I'll do that off camera. So here we go. We're putting the first seeds in the ground, this being wheat for our first year here on Lone Oak Farm. And if there's any map that could actually get me to possibly do multiple seasons or multiple years, it might be this map, unless something else comes along that just absolutely blows my socks off. And you know, I do have a tendency to, I guess, my attention span, I suppose one might say, is about as short as a net. And for that, I am sorry, because I know that that sometimes folks want to see a map get played out, either continuously, or you want to see a map. You don't like to see people start a map that's not going to finish it. Sometimes it's difficult to know if a person's going to really enjoy a map, if there's challenges with it, and of course I really didn't know that that there would be the courseplay challenges with Great Smoky Mountain. And I haven't, I've been using courseplay. I set up courseplay to do the fertilization of this field and also the other field over here, and I've not had any problems with that whatsoever. So it must have just been something that either the field boundaries, I think most likely is what the issue is, and I'll need to come along and clean that line up as well. But I'll get that off camera. But I guess the field boundaries were not accurate or not set up correctly or whatever, and courseplay is problematic on its own. I mean, there can be certainly issues with courseplay, even if everything, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and everything else. There can still be a challenge with courseplay, and so when things are not working just 100% a-okay, then I think that's where we can potentially have some issues. And we'll drop her down. Boy, let me tell you what, the honeydew list is already filling up for this next weekend. Now this weekend coming up, we are going to finish painting the ceiling in the downstairs. And I told you about the ceiling that was in the kitchen got ruined with the water leak, and of course that ceiling ties into our main TV room and kind of down one hallway towards the garage. We have another portion of the house that is our dining room, and then also what we nickname the formal living room. And in that room, that's where the fireplace is, and we have a TV in there now finally, and we've got some nice furniture. And so if we want to have a little bit of a break from the normal stuff, we go in there. Well, this room, as well as the kitchen, has incredibly, and I say incredibly, very high ceilings. Very high ceilings, and so we're gonna basically, I'm gonna rent a ladder because I don't have a ladder that is tall enough to basically reach the ceiling, and we're going to basically get the ladder, set the ladder up. We're gonna rent it, set it up. I'm gonna cut everything in on the high side of the ceiling. So basically all the work that's got to be done on the ladder, the painting, the trim and everything, I'm going to do all that. The wife will start rolling the paint on the lower portion because it's a sloped ceiling. It goes from your standard ceiling height, which I think is about 8 feet or so, up to about 20 feet. So I need about a 16-foot ladder to be able to go into this room. And so I'm going to do all the high work and everything, cut that in, and then install 2 new lights, one above the dining table and then one above the entrance hallway. So I'm going to do those. We've got those. They've come in. So while I've got the ladder, I'll knock that project out. So basically I've got about 2 projects in one that's basically going to be taking place this coming weekend. So certainly wish me luck on those. I may need it. Now I'm seeing this this cedar looks like it's dropping. Oops, looks like it's dropping seeds when I come onto this other field, even though I have it raised up. And that collision's going to get me there, isn't it? I'm kind of used to some maps that they don't bother putting collisions on some of these bushes like that, and well, that has collisions on it, Jerry. Yeah, it does. See? I tested it, and it came back and it said, yep, I've got collisions turned on. All right. Thank God for GPS, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have very straight lines on our maps. And my wife is itching for me to get this project done, the painting project, because for one, it requires ladder work. I mean, you can buy extremely long extension poles, but in my opinion, once you stretch an extension pole out beyond about 10 to 12 feet, and put a roller on the end of it, beyond about 10 to 12 feet, you don't have much control over that anymore. Just the sheer weight of the pole, the balance of the pole and the roller and all that kind of stuff. It's just not really an effective solution to try to basically roller a ceiling, and especially a portion of a wall, because the way the ceiling comes down, there's about a 18-inch sort of, not really a shelf, but it's sort of a wall that comes down vertical. Well, that wall that comes down vertical obviously is going to be the color of the walls, which is a different color from the ceiling. Obviously, of course, it would be, wouldn't it? And so that requires that other work, and you just can't, try as you might, you just can't basically do that at 16 plus feet in the air with an extension roller handle thingamajig. It just doesn't work. So she's wanting to get this project out of the way because the formal living room is the room that she decorates for fall. And I mean, she goes all out for fall. I'm going to grab a screenshot here right quick. She has got an enormous amount of ceramic, very beautiful ceramic pumpkins. And she has kind of collected these things over the years, and they're gorgeous. And she decorates it up for fall. And of course, this room will stay decorated through Halloween, through Thanksgiving, because for those of you that don't live here in the U.S., Thanksgiving is pretty much a continuation, well, not really a continuation of Halloween, because obviously we don't continue to trick or treat or anything like that, but it's sort of, obviously Halloween is a fall holiday, and so is Thanksgiving. So the theme, the pumpkins and everything still kind of work with Halloween or with Thanksgiving. And so she will leave this room decorated for that. And then she's eager, what I'm trying to say is she's eager to basically get this room set up. And I'm eager for her to get it done too. You know, women like to do their thing. And as I've always said, a happy wife is a happy life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on about 20 minutes, and I do know that some of these episodes have been kind of short, but I think I would just kind of rather bring you in, kind of give you some updates on what we're doing, show you a little bit of action, showcase this map to you. Of course, I know many of you are playing it off camera because I've already been in touch with you. I've already been in contact with you. But just kind of come in, give an update on what I'm doing, what we're doing here on the map, and then let you get on to other things, because I know that you all have many other videos that you like to watch, and I certainly don't like to, take advantage of your time, monopolize your time. So with that, I think I will just wish you all a very, very good day. I hope that you are enjoying this map on FarmSim 19. I hope you're enjoying FarmSim 19 as far as that goes. And hope you'll come back for another episode here on Lone Oak Farm. And until then, God bless you all, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye for now.